Hi, my name is Blake Kidder, and this is how I live my work.
Hi, welcome to Living the Work. We have the pleasure to being today here with Blake. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll just dive right into it because I think we have I have a lot of questions, and this is an interesting industry. So tell us a little bit about you as a person and what you do.
Well, my name is Blake Kidder, and I work in the hunting and outdoor industry, which is not something you see or hear about every day. I've got a wonderful family. I'm married. I have a 17-year-old daughter. So life is busy, to say the least, and it's always moving from place to place. I mean, we got a lot of things going on right now, but yeah, I mean, I love what I do. It's an industry that is very unique to most. To some people, archery is a sport that is purely recreational, and that's completely fine. And then for me, it's a little bit of both. For me, archery is my getaway from the world, but it's also the place where I love to dig in and, enjoy selling hunting equipment to people all over the country.
Okay. And how did you get into it? Like, where did you like?
Well, it's a unique story. Never ever would I have thought I was going to find the passion for hunting and archery like I have now. I grew up, primarily focused on sports. My dad was more of a fisherman and a bird hunter. And, I really never knew about archery until I was probably in high school. Still didn't really have any interest. I was going to play college football. I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon. This was never on my radar. And it was my freshman year of college. Christmas came around, and my mother and my grandmother were open to me getting a new rifle for hunting season for Christmas. And to me, that's what I was kind of brought up hunting with is, more of a rifle than more so using archery equipment. And so I received a rifle for Christmas, and I was super excited. And lo and behold, my two younger brothers got bows. At the time, I was working part-time at Sportsman's Warehouse. And so I took my brothers there to get their bows set up. And I came back outside to my truck, and my rifle had been stolen.
Destiny.
Yeah, it kind of was, because I honestly wanted a bow for Christmas that year, but my mom was like, no, you're not going to have time. You got football, you're training, etc. And I was like, okay, I understand. But as soon as that rifle was stolen, once we got the money back for insurance, I'm sitting there in college with that money in my pocket because my mom gave it to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the bow that I wanted.
Yeah.
So I went to a archery shop in Abilene, Texas, and I bought my first bow, which was still one of the best bows of all time, the Mathews Switchback. And honestly, I never looked back. From that day forward, every animal that I harvested was with a bow. So I got into not only, hunting with the bow, but I was introduced to a pro shop. So as an archer, if you're interested in shooting a bow for the first time, you'll actually go to your local pro shop. Here in Boerne, Texas, we have Leading Edge and Mesquite Archery, great shops to get introduced into archery. It's kind of like going to Golf Galaxy or to a golf pro shop where you can get fitted for your golf clubs, you can get fitted for your bow. So I worked there for quite a few years. I ran a shop for about 8 years. And during that time, I got really involved in target archery. Kind of worked my way up the rankings and was a semi-pro archer at the time. And the current company I'm working for, Elite Archery, created an opportunity for me to be on staff. My boss right now, Paul Guillot, was actually the sales rep for Texas. And so he was who I would report to. And one day he made a comment because I had asked him a simple question. I said, man, what does it take to get in this industry?
Okay.
And he goes, someone's got to die or quit for you to get your foot in the door. And it's true, because guys in my position, I mean, they're few and far between. I was like, well, one day I would love to work for you. And he made a comment. He goes, with patience, one day you will. And sure enough, 2017 came around. I was actually working in the medical field at the time. And he called me up and said, hey, are you ready? And I was like, ready for what? He goes, to come work for TOG.
Oh, wow.
And it was a matter of just a few weeks. I was on a plane flying to Rochester, New York.
Okay.
I did a, over the phone interview, and I was headed to New York to kind of, you know, get immersed into the culture and into the product and learn the ropes to work for the outdoor group. And I loved every minute of it since.
Wow. So how long have you been doing it?
So I've been working for the outdoor group since 2017. I started shooting a bow when I was 20. Very blessed to have a very important guy in my life at that time, Scott Maddox, who got me into archery.
Okay.
And honestly, if it wasn't for him, I would have never had this passion for archery. I mean, because no one had ever introduced me to archery, and he did. He let me use one of his personal bows. He let me use his father's bow. And I remember standing right behind the apartments, right down the road, just standing there with an old Fred Bear and no equipment on it, just shooting into a bag target just for hours. I mean, I just fell in love with archery.
Do you still do?
Oh my gosh, yes, yes.
That's the hobby
It's the hobby
and the work.
It's hobby, it's work, it's product testing, it's product development. But
Okay.
honestly, anytime that I can just get 30 minutes to an hour to grab my bow,
Yeah.
go in the backyard and shoot arrows, it's therapy. I mean, it's one of the most relaxing things for me because it's peaceful.
Okay. Yeah, there's a way. That's a way to see it. I mean, yeah, it's unique, like you're saying, for you. That's truly interesting. And so it all happened from that moment that the gun was stolen. Literally.
Gun was stolen, man. When that gun was
And then
stolen,
was
it
like,
just
you got
opened the
my-
door.
No, but like you're saying, it's funny how things started like unwrapping, but with you being clear with what you wanted and your intentions were with the people around you, like, all of these puzzle pieces kind of like
Absolutely.
adding up throughout your years. Like you were patient because it took a little while.
Yeah.
So you ended like studying something else in the meantime, or?
Well, my degree is in exercise physiology, and I double minored in bionutrition.
Okay.
And so I was a personal trainer, but I was shooting archery competitively at the time.
Oh, I see, I see, I see.
And so
Okay.
archery was always there, but it was more on the competition side. Then I got into the medical field, and so I was managing medical clinics and chiropractic clinics, selling PRP and stem cells. So using my degree, but archery was there. The dream and the passion at the time was to be a professional archer, to shoot for one of the main companies within the industry. And I was kind of on my way to doing that because I was shooting for Elite at the time as a semi-pro archer. And then when the opportunity to work for that company came around, there was just no question because, running the bow shops, which we call pro shops in our industry for 8 to 10 years, I was immersed in, the products within the industry. I learned how to buy products for the pro shop, understood the consumer demand. And it was something I stepped back and, I would have my sales reps come in and realized, well, that's a job that is an opportunity with my knowledge that I have now that I could potentially step into in the future.
So it sort of developed.
It did.
On the way.
It developed along the way because, I enjoyed sales. I understood the product. I understood at the time the industry and how it was developing, seeing the trends, and thought, well, being a sales rep would be something I would truly enjoy because, I'm selling all the time, whether I was in the pro shop or in the medical field, selling, healthcare and physical therapy. I mean, we're always selling. I've told my kids that since she was little.
Part of life.
It's part of life. You're creating value to who you are and what you do. And to be able to blend the two together into something that I truly have a passion for, which is archery, which there is a element of fitness that comes along with it, as well as being around people.
Okay. And you travel too, right?
I travel. Yep. I travel strategically throughout the year.
Okay.
So, it's fun and it's interesting and it has its ups, it has its downs. It's still a challenge. I mean, but it's something that I truly do enjoy.
That's good. That's good. I'm happy that it got aligned in the right way through along the path and everything. And so now while we're here and a little bit of what I want to share and I want you to share, it's how do you match what you do now, which it's gladly your passion and it somehow matched up with everything else. How do you pair that with, like you're saying, being a parent, staying fit, the regular life things that are part of it, you know, like.
It definitely comes with sacrifice. If you recall, I was a professional archer or on my way to shooting professionally at the time when I first started. And to be honest, as my career progressed, I was able to shoot my bow less and less. There's a lot of time, managing 11 states, managing hundreds of dealers across the country. I spend a lot of time in the office. I spend a lot of time on the phone. I spend weeks at a time traveling, going to trade shows. So the time that it takes and the dedication it would take to continue to shoot my bow on a professional level, it decreased. But family comes first. That was very important for me, especially when my daughter was young. And, just spending time with my wife, those things are the utmost importance. Again, archery now for me has become a little bit more recreational. Do I shoot target archery? Yes. And I still love it because archery is for everyone. There's all different levels of archery you can, introduce yourself to and have a great experience. And a lot of my focus over the last 6 to 7 years has turned more specifically to hunting. So I've had the opportunity, to hunt across the world in Africa. I've hunted in New Mexico. I've hunted in Arizona. I've hunted in Oklahoma.
And you're saying that you took your wife with you, right?
Yes, we actually went on.
She likes it.
She does. Maybe I should say she did.
She did? What? Okay.
She hasn't hunted much since she had her shoulder operation.
Oh,
6,
because
7.
it requires that.
Yeah.
Okay,
and she could still shoot now, but she just, once again, life, right?
Yeah.
So,
priorities and
but
stuff.
we went on our hunting moon to South Africa. Yeah. So we went there for our honeymoon. And had a great experience.
Well, that's convenient. That you share the hobbies / fashion and
my
all that.
daughter absolutely loves it.
Really?
Oh, Peyton loves it.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
she started off shooting target archery with me when she was younger. She took second in the country at the ASA Classic. Wow. And then over the past 3 to 4 years, it's flipped the switch that all she wants to do is to go hunt every fall. And that's kind of where I think it's probably led me to spend more time in the field. Is I have an option. I could selfishly just continue shoot target archery and hunt and do everything else that I like to do. Or I can narrow my focus down to what's important. And right now it's got a couple more years left with my daughter. And so I find more time and I can create more memories hunting with her and teaching her the skills and the knowledge that I have behind a bow for her to be able to pass on, to her kids in the future or someone she, comes encounter with that is interested in bow hunting as well.
Yeah. And he'll be scared about the introduction, of course. He'll be like,
he should be.
Welcome to my home. Oh my God. Well, it is convenient. It is, I think you're lucky and that not only lucky, but that you've been able to share with them your passion and get them involved, I feel like that's super important. Like for me, I try to get my kids into running because I like running. And like you're saying, that way you live what you like and also show them what you've learned through what you live and like.
Absolutely.
And then kind of match it all up and make that perfect combination of them learning, them being with you, sharing time, and like you're saying, you even do travels with them, and all of that makes the
creating memories
ecosystem. And like you're saying, also too, the stages. I feel like sometimes we get on the rush of I want to do this, I want to do that, and then you're like, okay, but you only have this time with your kid, like you're saying. So it's awesome that you have that really clear. And say maybe whenever she's doing her life more independently, you can, I don't know, try something else, and go more, like you're saying, deep into the competitive side.
That's honestly my goal is once she gets into college.
There's no age, right?
No, there's different age categories. Oh. There's different classes, so to speak. So at that time, once I turned 50, I'd become a senior pro.
But you can still compete.
Oh, 100%. Some of the best archers are still competing in the senior pro class.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So then you can match it all up.
There you go.
Okay, so now a little switch. I know that you shared your passion about, what you do, but I know since you train me too, that you have a passion for fitness and specifically now, CrossFit and all that. So what would be, if you had to describe what exercise gives you that nothing else can, what would that be?
Oh man, that's a loaded question or a hard question. What does fitness give me that nothing else?
Because I mean, like you were saying, like I think the bow gives you that zone of relaxing, of like being there, like reconnecting with
Yeah.
yourself. But when you train or when you exercise, does it give you the same, or is it more on a competitive side?
It's definitely more of a competitive side. I mentioned that I played college football. I mentioned I've grown up. I started playing football in second grade. When my career ended, I had to replace it with something. That the physical aspect, the mental toughness, the camaraderie of a team, that was missing in my life. And, I didn't find CrossFit till 2014. For me, fitness at that time was just working out in the gym, whether it was me competing in my first bodybuilding show in 2010 or 9, and then I fought Golden Gloves in MMA in 2010. I was trying to find something in the fitness world that could replace what football once gave me. And it was during COVID, I found, the United Grid League out of Florida. And that is a team fitness-based sport, a little bit of CrossFit, a little bit of gymnastics and weightlifting. And that filled a big void, for me mentally and physically, because I got to compete again. And I've always said when I step onto that grid, I honestly can flip a switch and I get to be somebody that I don't get to be on a daily basis. Because, in the home life, I'm dad, I'm a husband, I'm the one that's to be patient, to be calm in those, moments in life. And in work, it's the same way. You got to hold your professionalism. But, when I step onto the grid or I step into the gym, there's a lot of times for me, it's any extra added stress. Yeah, archery gives me the opportunity just to have like peace and serenity and it's calm. But there's, let's just
physical side.
Let's just be honest. We all have those demons inside of us that we need to let go. So fitness for me it's a chance to do something hard. It's a chance to challenge myself at times on things that I'm not good at. I like to do hard things, and call me crazy. I like it to hurt. It gives me a sense of the, discipline. It creates a mental mindset for me that I can continue to PR or create personal best in my life at any age. And it's a constant challenge of something new. Generally when I feel like maybe not that I have accomplished or, capped out on something particular, I like to do something else. To me, it's like, on to the next, but it's what's the next challenge? What's the next goal? When I'm the same way at work. I set goals. And once I hit that goal, it's on to the next. And so, the fitness gives me a peace of mind in that sense that it's always a challenge. There's always something new. You can always get better. You can always get faster. You can always get stronger.
And I think it's that mental side, like you're saying, that connection of the mental, the physical, the challenge, the adrenaline, the moving, like it all connects in a way that it lets you express without words what you need to like let out. But I feel like I'm interested in knowing, like, and also sharing how, because you work for somebody, right? And so you have schedule probably, or you were in the admin part for a while where you were, accommodating and whatnot. You left the football. So all of those transitions, you tend to see people blame the age or blame the situation or blame that I need to make some money, so this is my priority. So then they let themselves loose on that side of like health and eating and habits. So how were you able to push through those changes?
First first and foremost, you said something about, age being an excuse and my job and my life being an excuse. And it is what it is. It's an excuse. We got to prioritize our health first. Period. End of story. The greatest gift you were ever given is your health. And so you got to prioritize that. Now, once again, it's like I said earlier, sometimes it's going to come with sacrifice. I can promise you, I was never a person who wanted to wake up and work out at 5:15 in the morning.
Why?
Probably because I did it for so many years in high school and college. So then you get a little bit older and you think, oh, I can,
You appreciate sleep.
Yeah, I appreciated my sleep. I trained during the evenings. Well, life happened. You get married, you have a kid, they've got to be at school at 8 a.m. You want to spend time with them after school. You have school practices. Well, guess what? Especially for a dad, you got to make that choice. You got to lead by example, whether it's your wife, whether it's your kids. Quit being lazy, get your butt up and get to the gym and just move for 30 minutes. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to go to CrossFit, but you have to make that decision just to be, dedicated and just a little bit better than you were the day before. And for me, it was, there was a point in time where the gym that I was coaching at allowed me to go in even earlier than when I train now. I used to have to be at the clinic at 7:45. My sessions started at 4:30, not 5:15. And I think we both know.
Yeah, the minutes make a difference.
That makes a difference.
Yeah, everything matters.
So, coaching now at 5:15 a.m., it's, one thing from time to time that I always like to remember everybody is like, hey, this workout's going to be hard today, but I promise you it's going to be the hardest thing you do all day.
Yeah.
And so, most of our class is made up of young adults, entrepreneurs, moms, dads. And so it's good to see the members come in and they get to kind of just check out and just focus on themselves, but also it's a great opportunity for them mentally to go, you know what? I've already done something hard today. You got out of bed when you didn't want to. You came to the gym to work out, and sometimes they're not the movements that you maybe want to do, but you did it.
Yeah.
Your day started, you're on, starting off on the right foot. It's positive. Now you get to go attack the day.
Exactly.
And there's nothing in the day that you're not going to be able to overcome. So, for me, fitness, it's more mental than it is physical. And I think if, more adults looked at it that way and understand what it can do for them, they'll be more intrigued. I mean, again, I'm not opposed to any type of fitness. Go to F45, go to Orange Theory, get out there, walk, ruck, run.
Move.
Just move.
Move and take care of your body. And like you're saying, it's not just the moving, because then you're like, okay, then I worked out, then I go and eat 100 burgers. It's an overall thing, right? You were saying, is okay, I've overcome this morning's, hack. Now I go and have maybe a healthy, meal, and then I'm good with my kid, and then I'm good with my work. I'm efficient. I have it's a whole connection.
When it is. It's a lifestyle.
Exactly. It's a lifestyle. That's exactly.
And once again, health is your greatest asset that you were ever given, and it's up to you to maintain it.
Yeah, that's true. It is. There's no excuses on age or anything. So I'm with you in there. So last question. What would be your message to someone who desperately wants a balanced life, but doesn't even know where to start? Let's say, okay, I went in, I was off for a season or something, but I want to come back to my routine, to myself, to this lifestyle that we're sharing in here. What would be your advice to them?
For me, the first thing I'm going to say is pray. Pray first. Maybe you're chasing something that it's not in your story. Maybe it's not your chapter, and the door keeps closing, or you keep veering a different direction because it's not part of God's plan. Pray first. Once you feel that you have that direction and you have that answer, be consistent. Be consistent. You are going to fail. Embrace failure. Failure is your chance and opportunity to grow. Failure is also your chance and opportunity to truly see if it's something that you want to do. But God doesn't open the door for someone that just stands still. He wants us to walk forward. He wants us to venture out there and experience what the world has to offer us, because along the way, you're going to stumble across something that maybe you never thought was part of your plan or purpose. And it could be the diamond in the rough that you were looking for that creates, the passion and joy that you'd been searching for. But if one of my coaches said this, if you always do what you always done, you'll always get what you've always got.
Yeah.
So get out there, get uncomfortable, try something new. But be consistent. And most of all, the hardest thing for all of us is to be patient.
Yeah.
In time. But it's
Mostly
not in our
nowadays
time.
that we want everything fast, like the 15-minute plan, the 21 days diet, and this and
Yeah.
that. You're like, no, like it takes longer than that. Like
It
it's
does.
proven. Now they're getting some information out there that it's proven that it's not 21 days actually to lose your weight. Like you need at least like 6 months to see like full commitment change. And like you're saying, not only the physical routine, but the mental strength to pull through and like break those connections, right?
I think once you start to get in a routine,
Yeah.
that helps all of us, whether it's in your career path or especially in health and fitness, is just taking that first step. Find something you can stay committed to and stay consistent with. And again, be patient. Like it will come with time, and you're going to have to find balance. I think when it comes to the fitness side, a lot of individuals, whether you're 20 or 50, we go to one extreme or another. And honestly, one thing I've learned is it's about balance. It's about balance when it comes to your sleep and recovery. It's about balance when it comes to friends and family and going out. It's about balance with your training. It's not all strength. It's not all cardio. And it's balance with your nutrition. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to eat just chicken and rice for the rest of my life. No, there's still balance. You got to have balance in all that you do. It gives you the peace of mind, and it allows you to stay consistent.
Yeah, you got to be a little flexible within, but to keep the consistency. Like you're saying, I think ultimately it's making it a lifestyle, knowing that it's a long run and that you want to choose this as a forever thing. And then for it to be sustainable, you need to be real. And
Absolutely.
for that, like it accommodates differently on everybody's lives. So
Absolutely.
well, thank you so much for today, for taking the time, for sharing your story, and for inspiring other people and telling us about this world, which then again, I discovered because of you, because I didn't thought about it at least as a thing. And thank you for what you do, and thank you for who you are.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you for having me.
of course.
Appreciate it.